Leon here with the Songwriters Mentor, and I'd like to talk today about how I work with songwriters. But first, I'd like to invite you to go to the Songwriters Mentor site. You'll find some introductory messages there. There's one on the home page, and you can click on the About link and the What Does a Mentor Do link to hear more. And in addition, you can click on the Contact link and fill out that form and ask to hear the first of 3 free mentoring sessions. The first one is titled 3 Common Pitfalls Emerging Songwriters Fall Into Without Even Realizing It. So if you go to my site and you click on the What Does a Mentor Do link, you'll hear a short talk about the functions of a mentor. It's pretty basic stuff. And I encourage you to go check it out whenever you get a chance. But what I'd like to do in this video is share with you an example of how I would work with you, the songwriter. This is basically how I've been working with songwriters for the past 29 years or so. So let's say we're going to work together. There are 3 areas that I focus on as the songwriter's mentor. Now, the degree to which I focus on each one, it depends on your experience. But first of all, we would focus on the craft of songwriting. I'd take you through the rules of songwriting, but rather than just lay them out and tell you this is what they are, I would take those rules, we would take them together and apply them directly to your songs. So you come in with some songs that you're working on, and we'll deal with the melodies that you're writing, the chord progressions, the lyrics that you're coming up with. Now, you may be farther down the road, as it were, when it comes to knowing what goes into a great song. Or you may just be getting started and would benefit from more guidance. Either way is great. I've worked with beginning songwriters and experienced writers. I'd also teach you, the second emphasis, I would want you to learn music theory through learning basic keyboard. Now, I'm not asking you to become a keyboard virtuoso. You may have taken some piano lessons in the past and already have a working knowledge of the keyboard. That's great. That gives you a little bit of a head start. Now, when I was in college, all music majors had to learn keyboard, or piano, as we called it in those days. Why? Well, the building blocks of music are clearly laid out on the keyboard. Another thing I would want you to do is learn how to read music. Basic music reading. Now, don't let that scare you. It's a different kind of music reading than what you may have learned in your piano lessons. It's actually much easier. And knowing how to read music is a good skill to possess, and I would explain to you why this is so. Now, there's too much information on that to go into here. I'll save that for a future video. When you learn keyboard, basic keyboard, you can easily see how to build chords and how the key signatures are constructed. And you can see how chords work with each other. What are good chords to follow with other chords and so on. You'll learn how to play in every key and write songs in every key. You'll learn how to add chords to a melody. I'll teach you how to modulate, how to change keys, maybe even within the same song. You can also learn about modes and how they can add unique flavor to your song. And knowing the keyboard makes this all much easier. So I would guide you through this, learning basic music theory, all at the same time working on the songs. And trust me, this musical knowledge, becoming musically literate as it were, is not going to hurt your creativity. Now, the third emphasis, as the songwriter's mentor, I would take you through the craft of 21st century recording. It's very different than when I first started in the recording and music business. There's a lot of different ways to make a professional recording these days. And again, it's different for every songwriter. But one of the things I always want to do is find your artistic voice. What's the style? What style of music are you doing? I've produced artists in every style and genre, just about. And we would work on the arrangements together, what instruments to use. We'd work on the mixing together. And you can be as involved as you like. Some artists leave it totally up to me. Others are very hands-on. It's all okay. Many different ways to work. And then what happens after the recording is done? What do you do with it? Once again, this depends on where you are as an artist. And of course, I'm only scratching the surface with a lot of these things, and I will go into greater depth somewhere down the road. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how I work with songwriters. One of the things I would definitely do is ask questions and listen carefully to your answers. And I would ask you things like, what do you want to accomplish as a songwriter? Are you simply wanting to write stronger songs? Are you singing them yourself? Are you wanting to make a recording? Or are you just writing songs for others? Are you looking to record a demo? Are you looking to do an EP, a 4-song project? Are you looking to produce a full-length CD? Well, as you can see, there's a lot of questions to ask. And basically, I would want to get to know you and get to know what your goals are as a songwriter. But also, I would answer all of your questions. And no question is off limits. You can ask me anything. No question is dumb. And that's your chance to get to know me. Now, I always make sure with every artist with whom I work that they know exactly what they're getting into. No unpleasant surprises. I wouldn't want you to have any surprises of any kind throughout the whole process, except maybe surprise at how good your songs are turning out. You've got to know, you should know up front about everything that's involved in this process of working with your songs and making a professional recording. But again, what is involved, how these three how these three areas play out is different for every songwriter. I don't have a cookie cutter system. Everything is customized, personalized, but still centered around these three areas of emphasis that I've mentioned: the craft of songwriting, music theory for songwriters, and the whole 21st century recording process. My goal would be to guide you every step of the way, as I've done for songwriters since 1990. Anyway, thanks for watching. I encourage you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And once again, I want to encourage you to go over to the Songwriters Mentor site, listen to the introductory messages there, and you can fill out the contact form and request to hear the first of 3 free mentoring sessions.